Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. I'm with the Jefferson County Health Department. I am our Public Health Preparedness Coordinator here. And one of the things that we want to talk about going into September is emergency preparedness. Emergency Preparedness Month is through the month of September, and we want to bring information to you and videos that will help us understand how do you keep yourself and your family and people important to you safe, and how do you prepare for any kind of disaster or event that may happen. So while we go through, we're going to look at today at some emergency preparedness kits and give you some things to think about as we dig into this for the month of September. So as we're looking at all of the information we need, every piece of information you could possibly want is on a website called ready.gov, ready.gov. There's all kinds of information about prep kits, emergency preparedness, disaster preparedness, all the things you need. Some of what we want to look at today is something as important as your important documents. So when you pack your emergency preparedness kit, if you can keep a digital copy as well as a paper copy of things like birth certificates, social security cards, credit card information, any kind of imperative information like a will or power of attorney paperwork, the more places you have that in a waterproof safe or multiple copies spread in different areas, the better you're going to be should something happen. Something like a medical power of attorney paperwork, you can keep that with your physicians. You can keep it as a digital copy on a cloud. You can keep a paper copy at home. Because should something like a fire to your house happen and you lose those documents, if you keep it in a cloud-based system or if you keep it on file with your physician, then you will always have access to it. So always keep this available, and be sure if you ever have to evacuate, you take that folder of important paperwork with you. Another thing to think about is how can you keep some of the most important basic things you need in an easy grab and go bag. Once again, if we have a fire, if you have to leave your home quickly, something happens, if you have everything prepped and in a bag, you can grab that and go and have the things you need. Certain things we want to think about when we prep a go bag. Something like a flashlight. If you have one that you can charge, make sure it is charged and you have the charger. Make sure if it has batteries, you keep a spare set of batteries in the bag with you. But you always want to have a flashlight in the event you have to leave and it's dark, the power lines are down, just to keep yourself safe. Weather radios. I can't stress the importance of these enough. I know we all rely on social media and technology to give us information that we need. But if those systems would go down because of a natural disaster, a weather radio is still going to be able to get you the information you need about what's happening around you. So keep that, and if you can get it battery operated, they have some that do crank. This one's a crank radio. You don't need the batteries, but always keep one of these with you to keep track of the weather. Medications. It is imperative to always keep a minimum of a 3-day extra supply of your medications. Don't wait until you only have one pill left of your daily medications before you get a refill. Always try to do that within a 3-day window. A week is going to be better, but 3 days is acceptable. Always keep that with you, have it easy and in one spot combined so you could grab that quickly and go if you needed to. Phone chargers. Always have a phone charger with you. If all of technology is out, then we won't need it. But if you are able to evacuate somewhere where you can then use your phone to let others around you know that you're safe and you're okay, get notifications of things that you need, always make sure you keep an extra charger in your go bag. Let's see. We have a first aid kit here. So this right here is just a very basic, minimal first aid kit if you want something small. It's got bandages, it's got non-stick pads to apply pressure. You can buy these of all sizes, or you can create your own. The most important thing is have your Band-Aids, have something to clean a wound. I like to also keep a roll of gauze in the event that someone would be bleeding. I need to apply pressure and kind of use that to tie it on, or use it as a sling if somebody hurts an arm or a shoulder or something of that nature. But a first aid kit's always going to be helpful to have for any kind of minor injury that occurs. Something else you can think about is always keeping a mask. I know masks have been something that we've all become a little more accustomed to, but they do serve a good purpose if we would have some kind of an earthquake or a tornado and there's chemicals or debris in the air. If you're especially sensitive to those things, a mask is going to help keep you from breathing those particles in, which could help you feel better or not get so sick. And then a small thing that has just toothbrush, toothpaste, a small bar of soap, and let's see, shampoo, and then a small thing of Kleenex. Yet again, if you have to leave and quickly get out, being able, at least for me as somebody who really enjoys taking a shower, I want to be able to take a shower and get clean after something has happened. And that would be one of the things that would help me have a bit of sense of normalcy in a situation where maybe everything around me is chaotic. So the last thing is just, I have what we call aqua tabs. So there's different variations of this that you can purchase. There's water bottles, but this allows you to put it into water that is not from a faucet or water that may not, you're not sure if the water is safe or clean to drink. You can put these in there and make the water safe for you to drink in the event that you don't have any other options or access to water. So I like to keep some of those on hand as well. So for an emergency prep bag, those are some of the basic items that I would keep in this bag that I could grab and go anytime I needed to. One of the last things we want to talk about is having an emergency stash of food and water. I think everybody's heard at some point in their life, you should always keep food, non-perishable foods available to you. What we would always suggest is having 3 days of food available per person in your home. With that said, we also would recommend having 1 gallon of water per person in your house for 3 days. So if I live in a house by myself, I want to make sure I have 1 gallon of water per day. So I would want 3 gallons of water. And if there's 2 people, we would want 6 gallons of water, and so on and so forth. That allows you to always have access to the most basic things that are going to keep you going until emergency help could arrive or until you're able to leave and go seek help elsewhere. In my emergency food kit, I'm going to go through some of the things that are in my kit. This is actually my kit. It is actually in my home. So this is something I take very seriously for myself. So in here, when it comes to water, you can keep individual bottles of water if that's your preference. You can keep gallons of water that you can buy at the store, making sure that just that they're sealed and they last and that you know when you're drinking them that it's safe. You could also purchase water in little bags like this. So that way every little bag here is 4.25 fluid ounces. So you could do the math and see how many of these that you need. For me, I want to keep snack foods that I like, because if I'm stressed out in an event, I want to have some cheese crackers. That might make me happy just for a moment. It's also a nice little treat for myself. I want to look for me at some fruits and vegetables. So I keep things like some pineapple chunks. Let's see, I've got some no salt added French style green beans. But one of the most important things for me is, if you notice this can can't be opened, I also keep a can opener. So run to your dollar store, grab yourself a can opener and throw it in your kit. You're going to need it if you would ever need to use this. I've got some corn for my vegetables. Other things to think about are protein. Protein is going to help you last throughout the day, have more energy, and handle the things. So there's certain types. You've got tuna packets. I like the packets because I like not having to deal with a can opener versus a can of tuna where when you open it, the water comes out of it and it can get messy and smelly. And I'm just picky, so I like these, but to each your own. Let's see, I've got some chicken meat here so I can make a sandwich. I also have baked beans. Beans are high in protein, so they can, again, keep you full, so you're not having to eat as much in an emergency situation. Something else, I have chili with beans. That's a full meal. This can would feed me for a full meal, so that would count as one of my meals for 3 days. I've got sliced potatoes, which I would mix with my green beans because that combination is delicious. We've got seasoned black beans. So for me, I will just sit and eat the black beans directly out of the can. It's protein, it tastes good, and it will keep me full. I've got sauerkraut because I am someone who likes sauerkraut. I know a lot of people don't, but to each your own on that too. Pop-Tarts. There's no nutritional reason for me to have these. I just really like them. So I want a Pop-Tart, or because in that situation, I'm not going to be able to eat ice cream. I probably won't have electricity. This could be my sweet dessert snack that will help me through a tough situation. I've also got snack pack puddings, soups. So cans of soup are really great because even if you can't warm them up, you can still eat them. You can get proteins, you can get vegetables, everything in here in one can. Let's see, any form of the Chef Boyardee items, so lasagna, spaghetti and meatballs, any of these little pasta cans. Yet again, you can just eat them right out of the can if you don't have any other options. I also here have some premium chicken salad already made. So maybe I would keep some crackers on hand and throw this on some crackers, or I could just eat it right out of the pouch. And for some people, Spam, because this can of Spam, whether you like it or not, can go a long way at keeping you full and giving you the protein that you need. So those are items I keep in my emergency food stash. I would also keep water. At my house, I also keep sugar-free Gatorade. That way, if it's hot outside, I have something that will help with the electrolytes. And I keep different forms of like fruit juices. And some people will also keep a tub of peanut butter. Peanut butter is a great food for protein. It's a great food to fill you up. I personally don't like peanut butter, but for anybody who does, that's one of the best things you can keep in this pack.